Hey, what's up guys? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video, and today we're hopping into the next episode of our Let's Play Clash Royale series, and our very first episode since the new balancing changes came out. Now, as you can see with my deck, you might imagine that I would switch out the Hog Rider skeletons or the cannon, since all three of those did receive nerfs in the most recent update, but instead, I'm actually going to try them out for a couple of matches, but you saw that I did switch in the free spell for the poison spell, because honestly, I've been seeing so many Sparkies in the Royal Arena. It's been ridiculous, and as you guys might know, that my deck is absolutely terrible, at least with the poison spell against the Sparky, and the free spell at least gives me a fighting chance against it. Now, going off against our first battle of the day, of course, still facing a ton of level 9s. I actually upgraded my arrows up to level 8, which was my first common upgrade up to level 8 on this account. And let's go ahead and do a little bit of a Hog Freeze combo. You can see I'm shoving the Hog Rider as well as that Valkyrie to the tower. We're going to get just a little bit of damage off before the Musketeer squares off against the level 7 Wizard, which obviously isn't going to work out too well. And instead of playing defense, I think we could be okay with an Elixir Pump, but of course he has a Hog Rider, which means I'm going to play the Skeleton as soon as that Wizard dies. Now, he did use a Zap earlier, so he doesn't have it, but still, he's going to take our tower down all the way to 692, and getting greedy with that Elixir Pump cost us a lot of damage on the bottom right hand side, which is just a little bit unfortunate seeing as we made a pretty good push in the very beginning. Now again, let's set up for a Valkyrie push. He dropped his Fireball on my Valkyrie earlier in the match, which really isn't a great trade. Let's go ahead and drop our Hog Rider to follow up that Valkyrie. The Wizard is down in the back. I'm going to try to freeze everything at once, which I ended up doing, but take a look at as he plays another free spell, which means we're going to have a free spell and free spell combo throughout the rest of the game. I guess for that first Hog Freeze push that I made, he didn't have his free spell available, so we got a little bit of an advantage there, but still, he's got a Wizard that's almost full health crossing the bridge. I dropped my Skeletons and actually played them pretty well, but I messed up my cannon, which means that Hog Rider is going to take that tower down and be the very first tower of the game. So at this point, since he has a free spell, it's going to be really hard for me to crack him on offense, and I'm guessing his free spell is probably level 2 or level 3. It's sort of impossible for me to tell unless I knew the exact amount of seconds, which unfortunately I don't, but let's go ahead and do a bit of a push. We've got the Hog Rider Valkyrie Musketeer combo. I'm going to freeze the mini P.E.K.K.A., but of course he can just freeze me in retaliation, and it sort of turns it into a battle of who misplays their free spell. So obviously me playing the free spell first, and his free spell probably having a longer duration than mine means that it's going to be pretty hard for me to do that, but still, let's go ahead and keep grinding. You can see I dropped my Musketeer sort of on the right hand side, just enough on the right to where it would actually be able to start walking that way. And I've got the Hog Rider and Valkyrie on the tower. I'm actually going to end up dropping my free spell as well, and with 15 seconds left, the Valkyrie almost gets one more spin off. I've got two, looks like I've got another Valkyrie going down. I've got the Hog Rider going down. I'm cycling all the way back to my arrows. I drop my arrows onto the minions, trying to keep that Hog Rider alive, and I actually end up getting the free spell off, and one last hit is going to take the game to overtime. Did not expect that. I actually thought the game was pretty much over. Skeleton's going to stop the mini P.E.K.K.A. We've got the cannon for the Hog Rider. I dropped my Musketeer, thinking that I dropped the Musketeer far enough away to where the free spell wouldn't reach both her as well as the cannon, but instead the Hog Rider is going to get so much damage off that the tower is going to be all the way down to 796 HP. Now here's our time to strike. You can see I've got the Hog Rider going in. We've got the free spell as well. I tried to freeze both of the towers and drop some prediction arrows for the minions, but he didn't end up dropping those at this point. I know he's definitely going for the win. Notice how I dropped my Musketeer on the top so it avoids the free spell, and I don't drop it right on top of my tower, or else that would have been a fatal error right there. Instead of dropping my Valkyrie on top of the Hog Rider, I decided to go for an offensive push, and he drops his Fireball, and with 10 seconds left, we're crushing down that tower. The free spell is going to go on both the King Tower as well as the Crown Tower, wrapping up a 2 Crown to 1s victory, and actually a pretty fun match against this level 9 right here. So fighting off a 2 level difference, we were able to steal 36 trophies with the free spell being thrown back into our deck, and has certainly shown you guys that the free spell, or at least the Hog Cannon combo, is still plenty strong even after the most recent nerfs. Alright, so battle number 2, we're going to go against Spoljador. I'm really terrible at whatever language that might be. Looks like he's going to go for a minor mini, or I guess Spear Goblin combo. I dropped my cannon as well as my Musketeers. He only played 5 Elixir, and I played 7 Elixir on defense, so definitely a pretty positive trade for him. Again, another level 9 who has level 3 Epic, seeing as our free spell is only level 1. That's a little bit sad. I'm going to drop my Valkyrie to try to distract the baby dragon, but I actually failed pretty miserably, and the Valkyrie is just going to wander herself down the lane. At this point, sort of just going to chill out and see what happens and get prepared for the rest of the battle. Now, notice on the top left, it looks like this guy does have 2,395 trophies, so we should be getting something pretty juicy if we end up stealing the W. He actually ends up mirroring his minion horde. If you guys remember, he had level 10 minions, and as soon as these level 7s popped out, I was like, wait, what? He definitely had to have mirrored those, and at this point, instead of going aggressive, or I guess aggressively defensive, I'm just going to let my Musketeer clean up. Look at my Musketeer do work, and the Musketeer is going to survive with a sliver of HP left, which means I can go for a big Hog Rider free spell combo. I've got the Musketeer shooting the baby dragon from the very back. That Musketeer providing so much value with just a little bit of hit points left, and it looks like it's actually going to be able to crush that tower all the way down to a couple of hundred HP. The Musketeer is going to finish it off, and that's going to be the very first tower of the game. So at this point, we have a massive advantage. I can go ahead and arrow down that level 10 minion horde. Thank you, level 8 arrows. Again, the only level 8 common I have inside of my entire deck. And at this point, we can start making a push down the right-hand lane. We've got plenty of HP on that left-hand tower to be able to survive a little bit of damage from any of those minor pushes. So let's drop a Musketeer on the right. We're preparing with the Valkyrie, and he really doesn't have a great answer to our free spell. Now, he brings out a question mark of his own in the Lava Hound, which is going to be a little bit obnoxious to deal with. Some really well-played arrows from him right there on the left-hand side. His Spear Goblins are going to get absolutely mashed, and at this point, I played my cannon to try to drag the Lava Hound, but the Lava Hound doesn't have the same drag as the Hog Rider. That was like a Hog Rider placement for that cannon right there. I'm going to play another Elixir Pump as well, just to try to snowball my lead, and it looks like the Musketeer, I'm going to target down that balloon. The arrows are going to go down on the minion horde as well, and instead of shooting the Lava Hound, the Musketeer is going to go down the right-hand lane, and at this point, I know I can go for the 3 crown and pretty much wrap this game up. So he spent a lot of Elixir down that left-hand lane, and seems as I can just freeze his King Tower, as well as just do a ton of damage with that triple threat with the Valkyrie, Musketeer, and Hog Rider combo. I know that this game's pretty much over, and yeah, 3 crowns to 1, a very nice win towards our crown chest. Good game to Spool Jadur. Okay, butchering names like I am butchering crown towers. One more battle for the day. Let's hop into it in just a second. I think we're 6 out of 10 on our crown chest now after that 3 crown victory, and 2,330 trophies, definitely not too shabby as a 1/3 of the way to level 8, level 7. And let's go ahead and hop into this final match. Now, it looks like those are Russian syllables for the clan. I don't even know how to try to pronounce. Okay, let's just go ahead and start with the Valkyrie in the back. Not the best starting hand. The Valkyrie is decent, but now I don't have a great play to play after it. I don't have anything to follow that Valkyrie up with. I could cycle my skeletons to get to my Hog Rider, but really probably wouldn't be the best play at this point. I'm going to use the Hog Rider Valkyrie on the right-hand lane. I've got the Musketeer and the Royal GG on the left. Cannon just out of range of the Royal GG, but still we've got the Valkyries on the right, crushing down those barbarians. He's going to get some good damage on the left-hand side, as well as the barbarians still have plenty of HP. Level 8 is pretty doable, but take a look at the lag on the left. Did you see how much it lagged on the left-hand side, drop that Valkyrie? I dropped that Valkyrie to go in front of my Musketeer, but for some reason, it took like literally 3 seconds to deploy, and it didn't even, usually when it lags that much, it refunds the card back into your hand, but it let my Musketeer cross the entire bridge and then played the Valkyrie, and it pretty much made that Valkyrie completely useless. I actually think I was loading a YouTube video when I clicked that, so maybe that's the reason why. So exiting out of that window, let's do an Elixir Collector on the bottom right. Still haven't taken too much damage. And here comes the Sparky, my current least favorite card to deal with inside of the entire game right now, on this account at least, just because it does so well against the Hog Rider as well as the Valkyrie push. The Sparky's going to cross the water. I have to drop my skeletons, try to do a pretty decent job, which I ended up doing with the... Yeah, I tried my best, but still the Valkyrie's going to go down. The Sparky's going to target my tower, and of course, it's going to actually end up not getting a shot off. That's pretty nice. So that's usually not what happens. I feel like the Sparky almost always gets some damage off on you in the very last second. Notice on the right-hand side, I did take a ton of damage from barbarians. That was calculated. I decided to take that instead of dropping a cannon. If I played that 3 elixir cannon, I definitely would have given him a massive elixir lead. So instead, now I've got 2 elixir pumps down. I can drop my cannon in the very back. Really poor cannon placement, guys. A little bit rusty playing against the Royal GG. Luckily, the fireball does not one-shot my Musketeer, and that means we can go for a massive push down the right-hand lane. Now, the right-hand tower is zappable, so you have to keep that in mind. He does have a zap, which he actually just used again, and I do have the double rapid-fire Musketeers shooting down those fire spirits, and arrows are going to go down. He's got probably another fireball prepped up that he's going to throw right on top of those musketeers, which means we're going to go for a Valkyrie Hog Rider push. We're throwing everything we have at him. We've got the free spell prep. The Sparky should be able to get frozen pretty easily right there. And with 15 seconds left, the Hog Rider's crushing the tower. The arrows are going down. We're ending up going to be able to steal that tower with 9 seconds left. And what does he have? Does he have a fireball or a zap? With 3 seconds left, he's cycling his goblins. He's cycling to the fireball. Good game. Another win against the level 9. Guys, Hog Rider's still plenty strong right now. And the free spell seems like it cured the trick against the Sparky. I know it's still going to dominate me in a couple of matches, but it definitely helped out here, seeing as that free spell in that very final push ended up giving me that win. Now, looks like we're at 2,359 trophies, 7 out of 10 for the crown chest, not bad. Again, guys, here's a look at my deck. You can see I'm using all level 5 rares, 2 level 7 commons, the level 8 arrows, the first upgrade to level 8 as far as my commons go, and still a level 1 free spell. I feel like none of my important epics are level 2 yet. The only epics I have level 2 are still level 1 because I haven't upgraded them yet, but things like, I guess, my free spell, my poison spell, yeah, other ones that I would like to use, or even cards that I haven't even discovered yet. Really haven't had great luck as far as the epics go, and of course no legendaries on this account, which is really getting frustrating against some of these Sparkies. But still, that is going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like. I'm probably going to be trying a new deck inside of the next episode. I want to switch it up, maybe some sort of giant balloon deck, but I just don't have a high enough level giant. I think my giant's level 3, and I have to upgrade him up to level 5 to even be able to try that. But if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.